Dogecoin holders, will Dogecoin survive? We got to be talking about this. So without further ado, welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now. Anything I say in this video is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's hop into it. All right, guys, I want to start off here with this tweet I posted. Follow me at 333 Blacksea. I said, this the type of cycle to make everyone a Bitcoin maxi. And I really do mean that because there's only been a couple, really like a handful of altcoins that have truly performed well so far in the past since 2022, 2023, if you will. And there was a lot of opportunity to be buying then, but really the peak of that run-up was only a year or two later, and now we're just waiting for Q4 to get that green light. Are we going to get an altcoin season? Will we get a revival in the market? Or are we moving into a bear market? And that's kind of where the real question is. If we don't have an altcoin season into Q4, then a lot of people have gotten really hurt on alts. And I will say, even if we do get an altcoin season in Q4, a lot of people have already pivoted and been like, well, I haven't been making much money for the past few years here in altcoins. I would have been better off buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin maxis are made that way, right? And I'll be honest with you guys, I always preach it here on this channel. I say that I am a Bitcoin investor and an altcoin trader. I leverage scalp alts. I short them. I long them when the trades present themselves. And every single day I'm buying Bitcoin, right? Now, I want to take a look at Dogecoin. So Dogecoin right now is testing at a level of 20 cents. And it's below it. And it's struggling to get above it. Really, it's treating 20 cents as resistance. Now, I will say, on the daily time frame right now on Bitcoin, there is a little twinkle of potential bullish price action, okay? But in the meantime, I will say that when I look at Dogecoin alone, I'm a little skeptical. I'm a little skeptical that we see a continuation straight up to the upside. But I will also say that we are maintaining a bullish price structure. And the question of this video was, will Dogecoin survive? In my opinion, yes, it will. It was the #1 meme coin for the past 2 cycles, really. I think it's only been around for 2 cycles. This is the 3rd cycle. And it was the #1. It's backed by Elon Musk. Elon Musk likes to talk about Doge. Heck, we even had Department of Government Efficiency named after Dogecoin, right? And when you look at the technicals here, like this does just look like curvature to the upside, but you also have to think about that the token dilution, like that's something to actually worry about. You look at Doge, we're sitting at a $30 billion market cap at 151.5 billion supply, but the max supply is infinite. And every single day, this total supply increases. So if you're a long-term holder, it gets a little tricky. It gets a little tricky because the longer you hold Doge, the higher the probability that your value of your investment goes down in the long term, right? In the long term, unless there's some crazy tokenomics that gets changed with Doge, which I don't believe that will ever happen. So that is something to be thinking about. There's constant tokenomic inflation. The tokens are constantly getting printed and constantly diluting the supply. So the longer you hold Dogecoin, the more likely that your investment will decrease in value, guys. Now, what am I doing right now? I am short Dogecoin off of the 20 cent price level. Full bias disclosure to you guys. I am short, but I do think that we could potentially be due for flipping 20 cents as support because of what Bitcoin is looking like. But we'll look at that shortly. If you guys do want to trade, feel free to check out in the pinned comment section or description box below. We have a 10% bonus on all deposits to BTCC and up to 500x leverage if you want to do some high leverage scalping. I want to get a little bit degen with it. Feel free to take advantage of all those awesome affiliate links down below. Help support this channel. There's lucrative bonuses for you guys, and they help support us, so it's a win-win for everybody. Now, please be careful, especially if you guys are trying to use 500x leverage. I don't even use that unless I'm just playing around with, like, you know, lunch money. Money I'm definitely willing to lose. Like, it's, yeah, anything over, like, 20x leverage is really, really high risk, and you should probably only be using it when you're gambling, really. But let's take a look at this. So Dogecoin right now is rank 8, about 3.6% the past 7 days and down about 1% the past 24 hours. Like I said, just barely below $30 billion market cap, below 20 cents. Really want to see us flip 20 cents as support. You're looking at the overall market right here. Bitcoin's testing 112,000. Bitcoin dominance doesn't really matter right now because ETH is below $4,000. Bitcoin dominance doesn't matter, in my opinion, until ETH is like at $4,500 to $5,000. But what I'm really paying attention to for short term here, like there is some bullish price action on the daily on Bitcoin. Closing above 110,000 is bullish. And if we continue to hold this as support, I do think that our next stop here is 116,000. And when you reach that price level, it's very important to see what happens from there. That is the pivot point, and that will be a make or break time for Dogecoin, in my opinion. Because if we reject off of this and we come down, I think that this is going to be bloody, and we will come and retest this bullish trend line here around 16 cents, which is a significant drawdown if you measure this. You're talking about a 18% drawdown. But if Bitcoin does break above 116K and treats that as support, then I think we're getting our next leg up in this bull market. And I think Q4 is going to flip very bullish, and I think that you should expect Dogecoin to flip 20 cents as support, and probably, when you zoom out here and you look at this, probably make our way back up to 25 cents. If we can get above 25 cents, then I do think that we are going to be heading up higher to maybe test about 37, 35 cents. And then it's really dependent on where Bitcoin goes from there, where Dogecoin will go as well. But all in all, guys, I would say be careful right now. This week we're moving into is a very, very important week for crypto, for Bitcoin, for altcoins, for Dogecoin. And we're at a lot of pivot points. 116,000 is a very important price level, in my opinion, for Bitcoin, especially if you're long Doge. Like I said, full disclosure, I am biased to the downside for Doge. I am short right now with very tight stop losses because Bitcoin looks on the daily like it wants to push up to 116K, and that probably will bring alts up a little bit with it. But the real important thing to be looking at is a closure above 116. If we see that, we're probably looking for continuation to the upside and probably going to see alts make a little bit of a bounce to the upside as well. But that's all I got, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now. Do you think that Dogecoin will stay here for the long term? In my opinion, I think it definitely will. Not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys how I'm viewing this market. Been trading crypto for over a decade at this point, and just giving you guys my insight on what I'm thinking is going on in this market. But that's all I got. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.